So, off this morning to take some video of the CCC built bathhouse here at Kings Mountain State Park. In recent years, the CCC crews have been given more of the credit they deserve for their remarkable efforts. Think of it, individuals recruited primarily because they couldn't find work, paid only $30 a month, $20 of which was sent directly to their families, working often under difficult environmental conditions with only limited tools. South Carolina's state parks certainly benefited by what they created. Pulling into a spot toward the front of the vast parking area near the entrance to the bathhouse, another of those CCC projects caught my eye. Picnic Shelter Number 1. The CCC crews must have built dozens, if not hundreds, of these picnic shelters throughout the state. This probably was the first one they tackled here at what would become Kings Mountain State Park, and it's a beauty. All of them serve the same basic function. They provide an area where families and groups can gather to enjoy an outdoor meal together, without having to worry so much about rain and the inconveniences involved in spreading blankets on the ground. These shelters were the ideal solution. All of these shelters may have served the same purpose, and still do, but they're all different in style and construction, which is another thing that makes them so interesting. This is the first of this particular style that I've seen. Sort of a rustic cabin look, with round logs set between heavier vertical timbers rather than squared beams and chinking, as is more common. And these round logs weren't just ordered from the local Home Depot or Lowe's. They had to be selected in the surrounding forest, cut and shaped with the tools at hand. Here you can see evidence of the sort of work required. These rounded shapes didn't just happen. Here's an inside view of that same corner. You can just imagine how heavy each of those pieces is. Quite an innovative design here at Kings Mountain State Park. Inside, this shelter is furnished like most of the CCC-built picnic shelters, with a solid concrete floor, easy to sweep and clean, and benches along the walls, and numerous sturdy wooden picnic tables. These tables are heavy, but two sturdy souls can move them around quite easily into just the configuration needed for the picnic being held. Some even end up outside. Most of the CCC picnic shelters I've seen have at least one stone fireplace like this one, though two fireplace configurations aren't uncommon. This one is a little sooty, but just look at that stonework and the raised hearth. Can't you just hear a blazing fire crackling in there? Fallen sticks collected from the nearby woods, and perhaps a solid chunk or two brought in for durability. How many generations of children and parents have memories of roasting hot dogs or marshmallows right in this huge fireplace? What nice times must have been had here over the 70-some years this shelter has entertained families and groups, and they're still coming. Here's a view of this same shelter number 1 from the rear. Remember I mentioned that those heavy wooden picnic tables get moved around? Well, here's an example. Some group has put two of them closer to the outside grill for an open-air picnic, or maybe as overflow from the main shelter. But hang on, here's one table that won't be moved, cleared down the sloping clearing by the edge of the woods. One lone picnic table, ideal for a more solitary, maybe romantic picnic. And here you can see why it hasn't been moved. It's stone, bricks, and concrete, with a couple of wooden planks on either side for more comfortable seating. This table too must be the work of the CCC crew that built shelter number 1. It's held up pretty well over the decades. Well, there you have it. Another example of the amazing work of the CCC crews who built so many of these South Carolina state parks. I never intended this morning to write about this shelter before coming by, but then I just couldn't resist. Shelter number 1 here, and many, many more similar shelters are waiting for you to come out and enjoy an old-fashioned picnic. There's just nothing like it. Brought to you by the Carolina Considered Project at www.carolinaconsidered.com.